Good evening, everybody. Once again, this is a UFC 165 post-fight recap with Senator Thunderheart. And tonight, man, I mean, this was what a way to kick off the autumn season with this event. Now, if you can see, I'm in a different environment tonight because basically, normally the environment that I'm in, that I do the post-fight recap videos on, is being under reconstruction right now, and they're going to move to a new location. So hopefully, as according to what they tell me, there'll be a new place I can be in the next couple weeks. But right now, I'm adapting, and I'm here to call out the fights. So here we go. Taking place, of course, which took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Different energy altogether, but it was a pretty good event overall. Now, this one is starting out this fight is Nandor Guermino versus Daniel Omalezuk, and the winner is Daniel Omalezuk via knockout. So if I'm not pronouncing the names wrong, I didn't get a chance to actually hear how it sounds. So forgive me if you guys feel like I'm mispronouncing the fighters' names, because I didn't get a chance to hear it yet. So, anyways, and then the second fight, of course, is Roland Delorme versus Alex Caceres, and the winner is Alex Caceres via split decision. So that was pretty good on Alex's part. And Michael Prazeres versus Jesse Ronson, and the winner is Michael Prazeres via split decision. So that seems pretty good. And then John Makdessi versus Renee Forte, and the winner is John Makdessi via knockout. I mean, what a way to knock someone out by actually stepping to the side, drill some 1-2 combination punch to the side of the head, dropped Forte down, and then did finish off with the punches, and the referee called the stop of the fight. So congratulations, John Makdessi. And the next fight is Mitch Gagnon versus Dustin Kimura, and the winner is Mitch Gagnon via submission with a guillotine choke. I mean, what it all boils down to, this fight didn't really take too long, as the fact that both of them were swinging for the fences, so to speak, and Dustin actually got a good shot into the guy's ribs, even hurt him, and went to the ground and almost tried to finish him off. But then Mitch Gagnon came back, hit him, busted him up. He was bleeding profusely, and then when it got to the ground and it was all scrambled, that's when Mitch finally got the guillotine on him and had it cinched in so tight that rather than Dustin tapping out, he passed out instead. So that was a great submission victory on Mitch Gagnon's part. So congratulations, awesome. And Chris Clements versus Stephen Thompson, and the winner is Stephen Thompson via knockout. And it didn't really take too long for Stephen Thompson to really knock out Chris Clements, especially the fact that Chris Clements was a little slower. Stephen Thompson did more kicks and combinations and things like that. And, basically what it all boils down to, he basically had the better of the two of the striking and so forth. So, and of course, he basically outstruck him with the combinations, kicked him, barely kicked him in the stomach, and then hit him a few times. He went to the fence, was out, referee stopped the fight. So congratulations, Stephen Thompson. Awesome victory. And in this next fight is El Salvador's Ivan Menjivar versus Brazilian's Wilson Reis, and the winner is Wilson Reis via unanimous decision on his successful UFC debut. And basically what it all boils down to, his UFC debut was actually a very dominant one, pretty much, because Ivan Menjivar didn't really do too much. I mean, he did get some good strikes in, but what it all boils down to is that Wilson Reis got some very good leg kicks, really got some good strikes, took him down, grounded and pounded him, kept him, locked up, just had him controlled all over the place, basically. So Ivan Menjivar didn't necessarily come out really looking good, and Wilson Reis did. That's that's bottom line is, sometimes. So congratulations, Wilson Reis. And in this next fight right there was not necessarily the most exciting fights I've seen. It was kind of boring, and I even fell asleep nearly in the second round on this one. And that is Mike Ricci versus Myles Jury. And the winner is Myles Jury via split decision. I mean, basically the first round and the third round was mostly about, of course, there were some strikes and going on, especially there was some energy going on in the first round with some different strikes, hit and runs and things like that. Different hit and run tactics. But on the second round, but what happened was, of course, Myles finally took him down, decided to out wrestle him rather than really grinding and pounding him. Yeah, he was struggling wrestling him, taking his legs apart, different things like that. And so what I'm saying here is that Myles did a great job in the wrestling, which was really good, but he did not grind and pound him, so he didn't really. It wasn't as exciting, but he still got it going. He still got some control, and that was very good. But in the second round, it was really boring. I almost fell asleep. It was the striking was not as there was no heart when they were striking, and it was just just seemed to be just going by. They were even gassing out. It was really terrible. It was horrible. I mean, I can't describe it any better than I can describe it right now. And the third round was pretty much the same thing as what happened in the first round. Yeah, some strikes and everything going on, but it was also a lot of wrestling going on. But only this time, of course, within at least 2 minutes left in the third round, that's when Myles finally decided to throw some strikes at him. And but it was just barely even going at it. It wasn't even like hard. He didn't really give it a shot really to do so. So, anyways, Myles got the split decision victory. So congratulations. And this next fight right here is Pat Healy versus Khabib Nurmagomedov, and the winner is Khabib Nurmagomedov via a unanimous decision. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, sure, Pat Healy really was game. He came out swinging. Khabib was really into a fight. I mean, this was the greatest test I think Khabib has had up to date. Tonight, because Pat Healy really gave him his all, but Khabib was really quicker of the two, and he even scored some good takedowns. Matter of fact, he even lifted him up, and they even carried him all around the ring, and then he went and actually slammed him with great precision. I mean, it was awesome the way he did it. And man, Khabib now he's even calling out that he wants a title shot. Why not give him one? He deserved it. I mean, this was an excellent victory against a very game Pat Healy, and Pat Healy is a former Strikeforce champion too in his own right. So there you go. So Khabib, congratulations. And the next fight right here is Costa Phillippou versus Francis Carmont, and the winner is Francis Carmont via a unanimous decision. I mean, this was a very disappointing night for Costa Phillippou. Let's be honest. Francis Carmont came to win. He did what he did. He out wrestled him. There was some striking that Phillippou was able to catch him on, but really, the real moral of the story is that Francis Carmont really dominated him with his wrestling, dominated him just by pushing him around. He grounded and pounded him. I mean, not as much as he should have, but the fact of the matter is, he had him controlled. He had him controlled so much that Phillippou had no answer to anything. So Francis Carmont was stronger. He slammed him. He kept him on the ground, and he kept him all different positions. It was really bad it was a really horrible night for Costa Phillippou. So congratulations, Francis Carmont, on that great victory. And in the heavyweight bout, as Brandon Schaub, friends of Mitrione, went against each other. Matt Mitrione, excuse me. And the winner, of course, is Brandon Schaub via a submission with an anaconda choke. And it only took the first round for that to happen. I mean, basically what it all boils down to, of course, they measured each other. They even went at each other, threw a few punches, but they would back off. Because, I mean, look, in the heavyweight division, one wrong move and you could be down. One wrong move. So basically, Brandon Schaub, was patient. Matt Mitrione was waiting for him so he can get him. And basically, what all boils down to, Brandon Schaub finally went at him and finally got him some good combinations. And of course, Brandon Schaub took him down and slammed him, and even and then basically he was trying to get him with a guillotine, but that didn't work at first. And instead, he finally was able to slap on the anaconda like this and actually flipped him over and then choked him out to a point where, of course, Matt Mitchell did not tap out, but he was also, I'm still okay, which of course he would say that because he didn't want to lose the fight. But, of course, his will was not enough because Brandon Schaub had him so good that he finally passed out. The referee rewarded him the submission victory. So Brandon Schaub, excellent submission victory through an anaconda choke. And, well, let's see what happens now. This is 2 in a row now that he has won, since his very disappointing losses. So let's just hope now that Brendan Schaub can really get back on the winning track and keep it up that way. Now, in the co-main event, as the UFC Interim Bantamweight Championship was on the line, as Renan Baroa, the champion, versus Eddie Wineland, who was a former WEC Bantamweight champion, and the winner, and still UFC Interim Bantamweight champion, is Renan Baroa via TKO victory. Basically, what it all boils down to, it took about, let me see, it took about a good 3 rounds for that to happen. I mean, basically, no. Actually, it took 2. So, excuse me, 2 rounds. And it took 2 rounds, and of course, they measured each other. There was some good leg kicks. Of course, Eddie Wineland really started out strong with leg kicks and punches, and of course, Renan Baroa was a late starter, but once he got going, he really was starting to get some good combinations in, some good leg kicks in, and even good knee strikes and things like that. And then, of course, in the second round, which was so cool, Eddie Wineland was not necessarily as strong as he was, and on top of that, what really was lightning fast is that Renan Baroa did a spin, like a spin back kick, or you can call it a spin side kick, however you want to do it, or reverse side kick, but he did a spin back kick right into the side of Wineland's neck, to the head, and the side of the head and his neck, really nailed him. He went down, he just went down, and then Renan Baroa just pounded him, and the referee finally awarded him the TKO victory. So Renan Baroa, the way he precisely threw that nice spinning back kick was just amazing. Of course, Joe Rogan was all saying that he's never seen a knockout in the UFC. Well, that's just it. He has not seen a knockout in the UFC. But then again, I've seen knockouts like that in real fights, depending on where I was and things like that. But it happened in the octagon tonight. So yeah, so certain things can work in the octagon. So I just don't want to hear a lot of people say, "Oh, those techniques don't work in the octagon," all this other stuff. You've seen it tonight. You've seen it for yourself. So deal with it. But the Renan Baroa, still a champion, and I'm wondering when will Dominic Cruz is going to come out. Is he fine? What's going on with all this? Sure, of course he's injured or whatever, supposedly, but he's still going out and doing commentary with Sean and some of the other people in the media. When is Dominic Cruz going to come out and really fight Renan Baroa for the undisputed bantamweight championship? Come on. Seriously, if he's not going to fight and defend the title, they should take it away from him. They should give it to Renan Baroa because he's the one who's been out defending the title, not Dominic Cruz. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's taking them so long to either make a decision or what's going on with Dominic Cruz, but something needs to happen at somewhere down the line where either those two need to meet or they strip the title away from Dominic Cruz. I think it's ridiculous, and I think that Renan Baroa should be undisputed champion. So that's just my opinion. And I'm going to move on to the next championship fight. As in the main event, UFC Light Heavyweight Championship was on the line as John Bones Jones went against, of course, this guy from Swede Mahler, Alexander Gustafsson. And wow, what a war it was. Man, it went the whole 5 rounds. And I personally thought that Gustafsson was going to get it, and because he looked strong and everything, but man, John Bones Jones fought back and really did some some elbows, especially in the 4th round when they went to the 4th round. And Alexander Gustafsson in the 1st round took him down. This is the first time this ever happened to John Bones in the history. But of course, John Jones wasn't too surprised because he felt he got caught off guard. So basically, it was, and then of course Gustafsson had his eyes busted up. He couldn't walk, barely. He couldn't walk. He basically was limping around. Gustafsson was breathing entirely. Not to say Gustafsson that was in the 1st round. Basically what it all boils down to, it went all 5 rounds, and the winner, and still the UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, John Bones Jones, via unanimous decision. That's what it all boils down to. So, what can I say? And Alexander Gustafsson, wow, man. I had a feeling in my mind that he could be the dark horse that can beat John Bones Jones. What did you think? Did you really think that he got it tonight, or do you think John Bones Jones really did get it tonight? What do you guys think about that? I really want to know from any of you guys, to comment about it. Because, and also too, do you think John Bones Jones is ready for a heavyweight division? There has been a lot of talk that said that he may be ready for heavyweight division, but then now, after what I've seen tonight, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure that he's ready for heavyweight division. He may have to really, get his techniques better. He may have to really get stronger if he wants to go in the heavyweight division because of what happened with Alexander Gustafsson. And I mean, and also he finally was able to take him down like after the 5th round. He normally would take people down like easily, slam them down, despite what size they were. But the bottom line was Alexander Gustafsson was too slippery. He ran a lot, he evaded a lot, so that really made it difficult for John Bones Jones to really do something that he needed to do. But even when he took him down, he couldn't ground and pound him because John Bones Jones got too tired. He couldn't even barely see out of his eye. It was really bad, but they finally gave him the victory, the unanimous decision victory. Gustafsson didn't do enough to really take it away like he should, which even I thought he did. But in any event, the judges didn't see it, so that's where it is. But like I said, John Bones Jones still the champion. He did what he had to do, and he rose from adversity once again. Now he just has to rethink his strategy and rethink maybe changing the way he does things, but still improving on himself. And I think we'll still see an improvement of John Jones no matter what. And I think that's a good thing to see that. So, in any event, that's just somebody saying hi to me. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think he's ready for heavyweight? Did you guys think he won this fight tonight, or do you think Gustafsson win? And do you guys even think there will be a really immediate rematch with those two, Gustafsson and Bones? What do you guys think about all that? So I'd like to hear your comments about it, and let's see some comments. Okay, well, any event, like I said, this is a kickoff for the autumn season. So now things are going to get a little bit cold in the United States. And after a while, but that's okay because, that's how the season is sometimes. So now, basically, wow, what a way to end 165 UFC. And now, like I said, now John Bones Jones, he's gonna really have to get down and really rethink his, what he needs to do. He's still gonna be defending his champion regardless. And Alexander Gustafsson, well, he's gonna come back a little bit stronger too because of all this. Excellent fight tonight. One of the best fights I've seen in a while. Any event, I'm going to get going. Basically, there's certain things I want to get done tonight. And so, I'm going to, once I put this video up, then I got to get other things done. So, take care, everybody. And by the way, this is a weekend, so if you're going to party, fine. But party responsibly. Healing. It is all that is.